Trainspotting star Robert Carlyle reveals details of new Begbie spin-off The Blade Artist, and this report comes from the Daily Record. Now, I actually watched his interview on This Morning the other day, and yeah, Robert Carlyle himself did say that yes, there is a spin-off series happening. It's 6 one-hour episodes, and it's the next stage of Begbie's life, Francis Begbie's life, who now goes under the name of Jim Francis. Or he does in the book anyway of The Blade Artist, because The Blade Artist is actually a book, so that's quite good that they've got a source material to go off of. They're not just making a Trainspotting 3 or a new series that's like, let's just see what happens, because why no? They've got source material by Irvine Welsh, and it's based on a 2016 book. So I watched it the other day and was like, I need to talk about this, because I love Trainspotting. I loved Trainspotting 2. I got to see Trainspotting 2, me and my wife Kirsty. I went to see Trainspotting 2 in the opening night in Cineworld in Glasgow, and it was just a party. Like, it was one of the best experiences I have had, because watching a Scottish film in a Scottish cinema surrounded by Scottish people is just like, it's a riot. It's fantastic, because we laughed, we cried, we were just, oh, it's a great fucking film. I love Trainspotting 2. I love both of them as equal as each other, because they're both so different from each other. One, they're junkies just looking for their next hit, and then the other one is like, they're all now, well, Rent Boy, or Mark Renton, Ewan McGregor, he's now reformed. It's been 20 plus years. He's came back from Amsterdam, and everything's all just different now. I'll not get into it because we're not talking about that. But anyway, so I'm going to take this off from the Daily Record, right? Not the Sun this time, the Daily Record. The Scottish legend Robert Carlyle, known for his role as a notorious Francis Begbie in Trainspotting, is set to reprise his role as the character. This was talked about, though, I think at the premiere of Trainspotting 2, they did back in like 2017, they did talk about further adventures, because there is more books. Irvine Welsh has got several other books based on around the Trainspotting characters. And Robert Carlyle was asked specifically about The Blade Artist, because that got released in 2016, as said, a year before the movie came out. Well, Trainspotting 2 came out. He did talk about it in 2021 or 2022 as well, saying that it was happening, but now it's solid that it's happening. But he did say, though, like, it's still baby steps, it's still early stages. He's seen one script, so it's still take it bit by bit and see what happens. So the premise of The Blade Artist, for those who don't know, The Blade Artist will see Begbie enjoying his life in California as a world famous painter after being released from prison but forced to go back to Edinburgh after the murder of his son. That's like that's brutal. That's brutal. The star will be dusting off his distinctive black bomber jacket and hardman persona very soon, as filming for The Blade Artist is already in the works. So this is now his quotes, right? So he was asked by Ben Shepherd and Kat Deely about Trainspotting and about Begbie. There is a piece that we are working on at the moment called The Blade Artist, which is an Irvine Welsh novel which is kinda the further adventures of Begbie. When you join the story, he has discovered art in prison, which is just funny because it just seems so Begbie, doesn't it though? It just seems something like he would kind of do, and then be reformed as some sort of hippie. Like, it's funny. That's just brilliant. He's married his art therapist in prison. Like that's just goofy, but that is just Begbie, because he's so unpredictable. But you can see him doing stuff like that. So he's come out. He lives in California and he's got a life. But then he gets a call from home. He's a phone call from home saying his son's been murdered. Blah 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 blah. Robert then hinted at Begbie returning to his psychotic former self, explaining he goes back to Edinburgh and it spirals. I cannot tell you the chaos that ensues. Ben Shepherd then asked about the progress of the script, to which he replied, it'll be 6 1-hour shows. We've got the first script, so it's baby steps, but we're getting there. Like, that's just tremendous. Like, I mean, do you know what? I would love to see a Trainspotting 3. But I'm sort of satisfied with Trainspotting 2 or T2 Trainspotting as like where they are 20 odd years later. But to then spin off with Begbie, Robert Carlyle himself. And Robert Carlyle's he's not a spring chicken anymore. He's like, what, early 60s? Like, how old is Robert Carlyle? Robert Carlyle's 63, so he could be, give or take, 64, nearly 65 by the time the show actually comes out. But like, this could be the time, because now we're getting to see Begbie, who's supposed to be, you know, relaxing now. He's reformed, all that kind of stuff. But then he snaps. So I'm excited to see this. I'm excited to see where this goes. I really am. I wasn't a massive fan of the Full Monty sequel series that came out on Disney Plus. I couldn't take to it. I only watched a few episodes, the first few episodes, and it just wasn't. It wasn't grabbing me. I have been told that it got better as it later on. But yeah, do you know what? Bringing back Begbie is a good thing, because as long as they bring him back and it's no holds barred and it's not woke or any of this, it's not PG-13 toned down. Because again, when it came to Trainspotting 2, there was a lot of uncertainty. A lot of fans were like, how much is it going to be like the first one? Are they going to tone down certain things? And no, it was fucking full on, no holds barred, just the Skag Boys are back. So I'm excited as hell, and obviously Begbie as well, because he's obviously a main force of nature in the books and the movies. And Robert Carlyle, it was as if he'd never left the character, like all of them, but he was a standout in that movie, 100%. So yeah, what do you guys think? Are you guys familiar with Trainspotting? Because maybe a lot of people who watch this are not familiar with Trainspotting. If not, get on it. Watch the films, read the books, and yeah, comment down below what you think. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.